Periyava Sharanam, Glimpses from Sri Periyava's Life History, Volume 12, Chapter 21, Continued. Camp at Thiruvisainallur. Maha Periyava later moved to Thiruvisainallur, a village in Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu, situated about 3 miles west of Thiruvidaimarudur on the northern banks of Kaveri river. Thiruvisainallur is the birthplace of many well-known saints like Sri Sadashiva Brahmendral and Sri Sridhara Ayyaval. Maha Periyava performed the 1950 Vyasa Puja and Chaturmasya Sankalpam at the Ayyaval Mutt in Thiruvisainallur. Sridhar Ayyaval's story. Sridhara Venkatesha Dikshidhar 1635 to 1720, who lived in Thiruvisainallur, was popularly known as Ayyaval, meaning a deeply respected person. Whenever Maha Periyava visited Thiruvisainallur, he used to visit the home where Ayyaval lived. For many people, even now, this sacred home is considered as a pilgrim center. Though Ayyaval lived as a grihastha, a married householder, his home is called a mutt. Ayyaval was a great scholar. He led a very simple life and had composed many hymns in praise of Lord Shiva and Krishna. Ayyaval's well-known works include the following: Akya Shashtihi, Kulirashtakam, Taravali Stotram, Gangashtakam, and several others. In one of the verses of Akya Shashtihi, Ayyaval says, "Your devotees may be said to be greater than Shiva, because with an angry mind Shiva vanquished Kaman, lord of passion, whereas your devotees destroy both passion and anger." There are many interesting anecdotes related to the miraculous powers of Sridhara Ayyaval. It is said that once in severe drought conditions, Ayyaval brought rains through prayers in his composition of Kulirashtakam. In another instance, Ayyaval composed Gangashtakam and brought the holy Ganga waters to the well in his home. Even now, this incident continues to be celebrated every year in Thiruvisainallur at Ayyaval Mutt. It deserves to be narrated. Once, on the occasion of his father's Shraddha, annual ritual ceremony in memory of the departed, Sridhara Ayyaval took pity on a hungry, low-caste person and offered him the food prepared for the Shraddha. Strongly objecting to this sinful act of Ayyaval, the Brahmin priest for the Shraddha refused to perform the Shraddha ritual. Sri Ayyaval tried to reason with them, but they refused to listen to him. However, through his unique mantric powers, Ayyaval managed to perform the ceremony by placing dharba grass to represent his ancestors. At the next year's ceremony, when Sri Ayyaval invited the Brahmins, they refused again. Ayyaval was so humble that he did not want to ignore them, but asked them how he could absolve himself of his previous year's sin. The Brahmins told Ayyaval that the only prayachitta, atonement, was to take bath in the holy river Ganga. Considering the long travels those days, it was impossible for Sri Ayyaval to fulfill this prayachitta before the Shraddham. Ayyaval thought for a while and said, "I shall invite Ganga right here and take bath in it." The Brahmins thought he was making fun. Sri Ayyaval then proceeded to the well in his courtyard and composed the hymn of Gangashtakam, praying to the divine river Ganga. As he recited the verses with ardent devotion, Ganga water started overflowing from his well, flooding the streets. Only then the Brahmins realized the greatness of Sri Ayyawar, fell at his feet and apologized for their behavior. Later, all of them took bath in the well water and performed the rituals of Shraddham in an appropriate manner. This incident took place over 300 years ago on an Amavasya, no moon day in the month of Kartigai, November to December. Even now, at Sri Ayyavar's Mutt in Thiruvisaynallur, an annual festival called Ganga Snanotsavam is celebrated for 10 days during the Tamil month of Kartigai. This festival concludes on the Kartika Amavasya, on which day thousands of devotees assemble at the mutt and take a dip in the well water enjoined by holy river Ganga. It is believed that in spite of huge water consumption from the well on this day, the water level in the well does not recede. This festival includes a procession carrying the idol of Sri Ayyawar. Sri Sridhara Ayyawar spent his entire life in devotion to the Lord, chanting divine names, composing numerous hymns, and spreading the divine message to the masses. A contemporary of Sridhara Ayyawar was another great saint by the name of Sri Bhagavan Nama Bodhendra Swamigal, who attained Siddhi close to Thiruvisaynallur. Sri Bodhendra Adhishtanam at Govindapuram. Govindapuram is a small village located about 2 miles east of Thiruvidai Maradur and about 7 miles by road from Kumbakonam going towards Mayiladurai. It is a beautiful village on the southern banks of river Kaveri with lots of tall coconut trees and banana farms. The Adhishtanam, tomb of a Hindu ascetic of Sri Bhagavan Nama Bodhendra, is located in Govindapuram. Sri Bodhendra was the 59th Shankaracharya of the Kanchi Periva. He was a senior contemporary of Sri Sridhara Ayyawar. Sridhara Ayyawar worshipped Sri Bodhendra as his Jnana Guru and composed a few hymns on Bodhendra. Sri Bodhendra was born in Mandana Mishra Agraharam of Kanchipuram. His father's name was Keshava Panduranga. Bodhendra's former name was Purushottamar. As a young brahmachari, Purushottamar went to Kashi, Varanasi. In Kashi, he met Atmabodhar, who was the 58th Shankaracharya of Kamakoti Peetham. Sri Atmabodhar was highly impressed by the discipline and scholarship of young Purushottamar and accepted him as a disciple. Responding to Sri Purushottamar's desire, Guru Sri Atmabodhar granted him sannyasa ashramam, sainthood. Purushottamar thus became Sri Bodhendra Saraswati. Later, both the Guru and the disciple returned to South India and stayed for some time in the city of Kanchipuram. While Sri Atmabodhar was travelling on the banks of Tenpennai river, he attained Samadhi at a place called Vadavambalam. Consequently, the disciple Sri Bodhendra Saraswati became the 59th Shankaracharya Swamigal of the Kamakoti Mutt. To be continued, Periyava Sharanam.